When I think about what I took away from this course, I think the smaller things are what I would take away the most. Things like the importance of a seating chart, knowing how to place your students, knowing what students work well together, what students don't work well together. I hadn't really considered that before. And I also think that the importance of that first day of school, that first impression that you make as a teacher toward your students is very important. I think that given that I've been working in a classroom for 3 years now, it becomes very easy for those things to become almost irrelevant, or not irrelevant, but easy to look over. And in reading the textbook, you kind of get that understanding of why it's important to do that. And I now understand that it helps establish that relationship between teacher and student. Another thing that I think was very valuable was the idea of understanding the five intelligences. I think that the five intelligences is another thing that I saw in the classroom already, but I hadn't understood how to exactly label it. And it's something that I see every day in my job. I know that there are some students that I have that are able to understand things with me just explaining things to them or me guiding them to their answer. But then there are other students that need to see the work be done before them so that they can understand the process. And generally this is more surrounding math problems, because it's not the easiest subject to think about just by speaking. You need to see it. And so I understand what students I have that are visual learners. There are also students that need to go up on the board and do the work themselves. They have to do the hands-on type of work. And I understood that I had that type of student, but I never knew that there was a label for it. I never knew that there was like a kinetic type of learning. I would also say the other thing that I thought was very important was the amount of work it takes to go into a lesson plan. I think I never had thought before how each teacher has to go back to one specific standard, and they have to know that their lesson has to follow this standard and it has to meet this type of requirement. In doing that project, I've learned that it takes more than to just teach. You have to actually plan out what you're going to teach in order for it to be effective. And then I also thought it was very important how one has to kind of maintain that type of open relationship with their students, but at the same time remember that you are there to teach them and they're there to learn from you. So in order for that to happen, you have to always maintain a professional type of relationship with your students. And overall, I think what I will take away from this course was that the things that I have been exposed to already in the classroom are things that I now understand, I can now label, I can now put a name to, and I think in doing that, I come out, I guess I will be more confident going into the classroom, being able to combine my experience and all the material that I learned in this course. It makes me a lot more confident to go into the classroom. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this course.